Hi everybody, I wanted to introduce you to the Stinger. It's a device that I created that helps hold down surface mount components to PCBs while you're soldering. So what I'm going to do now is give you a close-up and show you actually how we mount a few of these components. Okay, what I'm going to do here is just, I'm going to try to solder a few parts onto the board here. I've already got a little resistor here, and I'm going to solder it right here. These may not actually be the right spot for this particular board, but I'm going to use this as an example. So the first thing you do is you grab the part with your tweezers like this, and then you move the Stinger over to the top of it like that, and then use your tweezers to place the part, and you can accurately place it where it needs to go. And then what you need to do is take your solder and just touch your soldering iron to the pad there, and a little bit of solder there, and then do a little bit here. There. So that piece is soldered on now. Now what I'll do is I'll actually solder one of these capacitors on. This is a little one. And again, I don't really know where this goes on the board, but I'm just going to show you as an example. So that's where we're going to put it. So what I'll do is I'll just hold it, place the Stinger on top of the component, position it like so. Grab our soldering iron, get some solder here, and then what we'll do is just set the soldering iron on the pad, sucks it up, come around and do the back side, like so. That one's on. One thing that when you're using this, you don't want to drink a lot of coffee, because that's definitely going to affect how you solder and place these components. So there's a bigger capacitor, and you can use this for all sizes of components. So what I'm going to do is just set it on the head of that, position it where it needs to go, right about there. And then I'm going to solder this leg over here. Again, what I'm doing is just touching the soldering iron to the pad. Get it hot enough, and then do that. There's that. You notice I accidentally got a bunch of solder on the end of that, so I'll wipe it off. I'm a little bit out of practice with soldering right now, but so let's see here. I'm going to solder the back side of this. Soldered. Take that off. And I'm going to demonstrate it too on a small component like one of these transistors. Now, one thing that I should probably tell you about it, when I designed the PCB, I learned after experimentation that if you're going to solder these tiny transistors on here, you want to give yourself a little bit bigger pad to work with. Usually that just means lengthening the leg of it a little bit. So we get it placed right where we need it. Need to check the back side. Need to scoot it forward a little bit. Right there. And you notice how easy it is to just manipulate that component when the Stinger is on top of it like that. So then what we do again is get down here and heat the pad. And then we'll just solder. We'll come around the back side. Again, heat the pad. solder, and heat the other pad. And we're done with that. Let's see, there's the transistor on there now. That wasn't that hard at all. And I'll try one more component. Let's just put a resistor there. So we set it on there, move it around where we want it. Grab our solder, touch the pad. Ta-da! You can usually tell right when it's just hot enough because the solder will kind of bubble and then it'll kind of act like a capillary and suck down when it's just hot enough to weld it in there. And we're done. So see? Okay. There's the resistor and that little transistor that I just soldered on. Hopefully you can see that. And if we look over here, there's the resistor, the capacitor, and the big can capacitor that we soldered on as well. Those are all pretty easy to do. And actually the CPU here, the MCU, was actually soldered on using the stinger to hold it down as well, which actually works great for large devices like that with lots of pins, because with those, when you set them down, they really have to fit the pads just perfectly. And so with the stinger sitting on top, it allows you to micro adjust those fingers until they're sitting just on the pads. So that's the stinger, this unit right here. It comes in actually 3 pieces. It comes with the armature here and what I call the pencil. That's this part here. And it's actually longer than it needs to be, but that's because the pencil has just the right amount of weight for just about any device that you want to hold down on your PCB. And then it also comes with the mounting stand, which slides in here like this and gives you 360 degrees rotation. And then this gives you the ability to move in and out of your workpiece, and then the pencil slides up and down.